Been watching for 4 years but never live. But today I'm up early enjoying our fantastic railway services, so thanks for getting up early with me today.
Okay. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. One thing I will say, if you spend any time in a city like Tokyo, it does radicalize you on how disgusting it is that America doesn't have good trains. It's disgusting. It is foul. It almost makes you want to riot. Like, we have the money. We have the money. Can you imagine? I know this is like a more common take, but if we had 4 less aircraft carriers and had high-speed rail between LA, Vegas, Seattle, you know what I'm saying? We could connect the whole West Coast. It's absurd. It's absurd. The economic opportunity would be so vast. It would just, America is doing quite well given the global slowdown. America's held up rather well. I still, I have my reservations about American economy, but like, there's no denying that it's performed better than a lot of its European competitors right now. But can you imagine how much more ahead we'd be if we just took the good stuff, if we learned from the good stuff? If we didn't have a soul-sucking, middleman-controlled healthcare? If we had real public transport, they're shutting me down. They're shutting me down. Luigi, fight for me! Luigi, fight for me! I'm calling on Luigi like Batman. Would you read Slow Boring as effectively as Take the Day? I haven't read it, but I have heard of it. And yeah, I think that's an incredible way of thinking. It's taking the best ideas from US. Like, Europe has things it probably should learn from America as it falls behind in competitiveness and energy. And America has things it should learn from Europe as it falls behind in social cohesion, quality of life, and life expectancy. There are areas that we're just getting leapfrogged in and we could learn from. Big A, what are your views on nuclear power? How long you been here, Cracked Egg? You got 77 messages. You've been following since August. You've never heard me speak about it before? This is truly... How much time do you have? I'm extremely, extremely pro-nuclear energy to an absurd degree. I am the most pro-nuclear person you're going to find. I actually can't speak sincerely without people thinking it's sarcastic. I'm being dead sincere. I want you to know that I am as pro-nuclear as it gets. I want a nuclear reactor in every ATM. Exactly. Nuclear reactor in every home? I'm for it. Do it. Hey, Big A, want another chance to laugh at Canada? Always, 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 always. I'm meeting with my Canadian business partner tomorrow about the game. So if I can make fun of his country, I can sort of undercut negotiations. It'll be a very strong opener. Basically, here, let me give you guys the first rule of negotiations. Find something about your negotiating partner that they can't change about themselves, like their nationality, and then make fun of them for it immediately to get them on the back foot. That way, you have an advantage right off the rip. This is like a good, if they're short, make fun of them, call them short. If they're bald, make fun of them bald, that kind of thing. Check how much we went over budget this year. Finance minister resigned, but at least our house is costing $81 million. Not to rain on your parade here. I'm quite sure that Canada went deeply over budget, but no matter the percentage amount, the raw amount would be a rounding error on our budget. I can guarantee America went trillions over budget, so I'm not going to be blown away. Let's see Canadian deficit. 20 billion Canadian. That's nothing. That's like $5. 20 billion Canadian. What is that? 20 billion CAD to USD. It was like 14 billion USD. Oh, boo-hoo, dude. 14 billion? Bro, I'm not kidding. We might have spent 14 billion in deficit today. America might have spent 14 billion in deficit today. But obviously, it is proportional, and every country is dealing with this. France is dealing with this. Dude, can I tell you guys something? Wait, my first story. This is my first Japan story. I gotta tell you this. It's gonna sound like a bit of a self-suck, but I'm gonna tell you this story anyway, because it's like one of the coolest I've ever felt. So, we go to the wedding of Ari's maid of honor. So it's this woman named Juno who was Ari's maid of honor who lives in Japan. It wasn't like a destination wedding. She lives in Japan. If it was a destination wedding, I probably wouldn't have gone. Who the fuck does a destination wedding in Japan? Destination wedding in Japan is like pretty rude to all your friends. You better live there. If you make everybody in your friend group fly out to Japan, that's kind of insane. But she lives there. So we fly out, and obviously beautiful wedding, really nice. But at the wedding, I get to meet all of her other friends, because I don't know her that well. Ari knows her that well. I don't know her that well. So again, I'm coming in. I get to meet her friends and her husband and her husband's friends. Her husband is an Australian guy who just decided one day to live in Japan. I'm not kidding. There's an Australian guy who's like, fuck it, I want to live in Japan. I don't like Australia. So he just moved to Japan and started working at I think I've mentioned this guy from when I first went to Japan last year, but this guy is very similar to me. We are the same height. We have the same hairline. And we both wear flannels a lot. So, and he works at Amazon. He works at Amazon Japan. He told me some crazy stories about that all they do. Anyway, they have an extremely international group of friends. I don't know how to describe it other than that. They have friends from all over the globe, speak a variety of languages. It's a diverse group of friends. I mean, like, they all live in different places and they all came to Japan. So like there's like a French guy and his Singaporean wife, and they flew out, and there's all these people, right? There's people from Finland. Anyway, I've got to introduce myself and talk to all these people while we're all at the wedding and drinking, and I'm all at this table with them. Let me just tell you, I felt like I was Neo in the Matrix. I feel like I got activated. I felt like I turned on a different level of, I don't know, of knowledge and ability to jump into everyone's conversation than I ever had. No, I did not start doing an accent for each guest. I figured out this amazing way to ingratiate myself with every different culture. I did my best version of their accent. Yes, no, that's not what I did. What I'm saying is, okay, so like I was able to jump from, like, okay, let me give you the first example. Let me give you the first example where I felt like I was on my game. I'm talking to the French guy. This is an American talking to a French guy. There's already a natural animosity. Okay? I'm talking to the French guy, and he goes, you know, I think we're talking, maybe it comes over to the American election or something, and we're talking about how it's crazy, you know, Trump or whatever. And then he goes, yeah, I was walking around, you know, Shinjuku here in Tokyo, and I saw the craziest thing. I saw somebody with the far right French leader on their lapel. He like left like that, and I go, Le Pen? And his eyes lit the fuck up that an American knew who Le Pen was. Then I started talking about like the breakdown in Macron's coalition. Dude, I started going through the whole, you know, the whole spiel. And I'm not kidding, dude, as much as I've seen a person's jaw drop, he did not expect that at all. And then I'm jumping over to the Finnish people, and I'm talking about how the history of Nokia, like the business history, and I'm talking about, you know, they work at Supercell. I'm talking about Tencent owning Supercell. I'm like jumping around all these different conversations, and I feel like I am like contributing on all this different shit. It was crackling, dude. I just think it went really well, is all I'm saying. I don't want to, bro, took the limitless pill. It's sort of, it just felt a little bit like that. And so anyway, I think I like became friends with a lot of people, and then they all got my contact, which is cool. So I did that. And then because I was sort of like feeling the vibe, all of the, I guess the grooms, oh, we talked about Japan. Dude, it was crazy. In his speech, the group talks about the economic collapse of Japan. So obviously I had an in who was pandering to me. Definitely talked about that. Then the next day, we decided to all go to a spa. Not a spa, like a, yeah, it was a spa, a sauna. So I got to see all their dicks. Yeah, onsen. We went to an onsen. So day one, I meet them. Day two, we're all naked. That's game. That's called game. You go meat for meat. Now, when you say that, what do you mean? What exactly do you mean when you go meat for meat? No, when we went to the bathhouse, I've done it before, but it had been a while. You know, it's like 98% Japanese salary men with their cocks out, and then, you know, us four people. The cool part was you do the sauna, right, where it's like blisteringly hot, and they keep it hot. And then there's an ice dip, which is like frigid cold, like actually painfully cold. And then you just do that back and forth until your body is tricked into thinking it's great. That's what he told me. How'd you get in with that T1 tattoo? Oh, you think they're gonna stop me at the door for my T1 tattoo? They said, no tattoos, please. And then I said, excuse me, have you heard of Faker? And then they said, wait, I'm sorry. They apologized. They did not clock me as Yakuza, even though I am Yakuza's only American agent. No, I put a little pad on it. I covered it up.